The GPU Technology Conference might sound like a boring tech meetup, but it's actually the birthplace of tomorrow's reality. Every year, NVIDIA gathers the brightest minds in tech to show off what's next. And this year's GTC, it was all about robots that think, learn, and move like nothing we've seen before. What makes these innovations different? They're not just incremental upgrades or fancy marketing. They're fundamental breakthroughs that change what's possible. Ready to see the future of robotics? Let's count down the top 5. 1. NVIDIA Q-Neural Robotics. NVIDIA's Q-Neural Robotics isn't just a fancy name. It's a complete rethinking of how robots process information. You know how traditional robots need to be programmed for every tiny movement? It's like having to write an instruction manual for picking up a cup. Move arm forward 10 inches, lower 5 inches, close fingers with 2 pounds of pressure. Boring and limiting, right? Q-Neural changes the game with specialized neural processing architecture built into the hardware. Think of it as giving robots muscle memory and reflexes, not just programming. What's the breakthrough? These neural pathways work 10 times faster than previous systems, letting robots learn and adapt on the fly. A manufacturing robot with Q-Neural can watch a human perform a task once and replicate it immediately. No coding required. In real-world terms, factories can reconfigure production lines in hours instead of weeks. The pandemic taught us flexibility is everything, and Q-Neural delivers exactly that. Imagine robots that adapt to supply chain disruptions as easily as you change your dinner plans when the store is out of pasta. Would you trust a robot to learn your job just by watching you do it once? 2. Digital Twin Factory Ecosystem. The second breakthrough comes from NVIDIA's partnership with industrial robotics giant Fanuc. Together, they created the first truly functional digital twin factory ecosystem. What's a digital twin? It's an exact virtual replica of a physical system. But until now, these twins were more like rough sketches, useful but not accurate enough to truly rely on. NVIDIA and Fanuc changed that by combining Omniverse's physics engine with real-time factory data. Every robot, conveyor belt, and tool exists in a perfect virtual duplicate running in real time. The magic happens when you can test changes in the virtual world before implementing them in reality. Want to rearrange your factory floor or introduce new robots? Run it in the digital twin first and spot problems before spending a single dollar on physical changes. Early adopters report a 75% reduction in deployment time. That Tesla Cybertruck you're waiting for, its production line was optimized in a digital twin before the first real robot was installed. The question is, will we soon reach a point where the digital twin becomes more valuable than the physical factory itself? 3. Project Hummingbird. Boston Dynamics robots have dominated YouTube for years with their impressive but bulky quadruped designs. Now, partnering with NVIDIA, they've unveiled Project Hummingbird, and it's a game changer for robot mobility. The problem with current quadruped robots is simple. They're too heavy and burn through batteries faster than a teenager on Instagram. Most can only operate for 90 minutes before needing a recharge. Project Hummingbird's breakthrough comes from 2 directions. Revolutionary lightweight composite materials borrowed from aerospace, and NVIDIA's new Jetson Orin Nano chips that optimize every movement for energy efficiency. The result? A quadruped robot that weighs 70% less than previous models while operating for a full 8-hour shift on a single charge. These robots can navigate stairs, rough terrain, and even jump small obstacles without breaking a sweat or draining their battery. Where will you see them first? Oil rigs, nuclear plants, and disaster zones, places too dangerous for humans but perfect for these tireless, agile machines. One Hummingbird can patrol an entire offshore platform, detecting gas leaks or structural problems that human inspectors might miss. If you could have a personal Hummingbird robot, what would you use it for? Search and rescue? Home security? Walking your dog when it's raining? 4. Sanctuary AI's cognitive manipulator. Hands. Such a simple thing for humans, but an almost impossible challenge for robots. Until now. Sanctuary AI's cognitive manipulator, powered by NVIDIA's Isaac platform, finally brings human-level dexterity to robotic hands. The problem has always been twofold: mechanical complexity and sensory feedback. Human hands have 27 degrees of freedom and thousands of touch receptors. Previous robot hands were either strong but clumsy or dexterous but fragile. Sanctuary's breakthrough combines micro-pressure sensors embedded throughout the hand with NVIDIA's new haptic processing unit. For the first time, a robot can not only feel what it's touching but understand it: hard or soft, slippery or sticky, fragile or solid. The cognitive manipulator knows the difference. What does this mean in practice? Robots that can handle raw eggs without breaking them, thread needles, or assemble delicate electronics. Early tests showed the manipulator successfully assembling a smartphone from components with the same precision as human workers, but without ever needing a break. Think about that for a second. What jobs have we always assumed would stay human because they required the human touch? How many of those assumptions just disappeared? 5. NVIDIA GR00T 2.0. Our top spot belongs to the evolution of NVIDIA's most ambitious AI project. GR00T 2.0, developed in collaboration with humanoid robot maker 1X Technologies. The original project GR00T made waves as NVIDIA's first foundation model for robotics. But version 2.0 takes a quantum leap forward by solving robotics' holy grail challenge: seamlessly combining vision, language understanding, and physical movement. Previous robots could do one or maybe two of these things well, but integrating all three remained the impossible dream. A robot might see an object but not understand verbal instructions about it, or it might understand language but fail to translate that into appropriate physical actions. GR00T 2.0 changes everything with its multimodal AI architecture. Show it a task once while explaining what you're doing, and it gets it. All of it. The visual sequence, the verbal context, the physical movements, everything. In demonstrations, a 1X humanoid robot with GR00T 2.0 watched a human fold an origami crane once, listening to casual instructions, then perfectly replicated the entire 18-step process. No programming, no explicit instructions, just watching and learning like a human would. What's the real-world impact? Robots that can work alongside humans without special training or interfaces. Robots that can be deployed as truly general-purpose assistants in hospitals, care homes, or disaster zones, understanding what needs to be done just by observing and listening. The line between science fiction and reality didn't just blur, it vanished completely. Is this the moment we'll look back on as the true beginning of the robot age? We're witnessing the birth of robots that can truly work with us, not just for us. Machines that adapt to our world instead of requiring us to adapt to theirs. 10 years from now, these technologies will be as common as smartphones are today. The factories producing our goods, the hospitals caring for our sick, and maybe even our homes will all feature these innovations working seamlessly together. The question isn't if robots will transform our lives. It's how we'll choose to shape that transformation. Which of these breakthroughs excited you the most, or maybe concerned you? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this glimpse into the future fascinating, make sure you're subscribed to see our coverage of these technologies as they move from conference demos to everyday reality. Hit that bell icon to stay in the loop as we track their evolution. And if you know someone who's interested in robotics or cutting-edge tech, share this video with them. They'll thank you for it.